Hello and welcome to KingTech Coding Clinic once again. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step how the version 3 of our school management system works. Let's delve right into that. So to start with, we need to first of all launch our file from here. So let me just launch it for us to see how it's going to be. So now we need to first of all log in into the system. So unlike the previous version where we don't have the option to reset password, in this version we have the option to reset password, but you need to know your username before you can reset your password. Okay, so you just enter username here and then you should be able to reset your password. If your username is not the username that is used to create or maybe log in for the first time, then you can't reset your password. So in short, you need to know your username before you can reset your password. And now let's log in straightforward from here. There we go. So for now, this is just the plain view. There's the home page. You can see our intuitive dashboard from here. For now, everything is now flat and nothing is going on. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this section is just to walk you through each and every additional feature we've just added to make the system more powerful. So let me just click on show tools to give you the full stretch of the Microsoft ribbon, where we can go through each and everything step by step. So starting from the first button here, which says customize. Okay, so with this, with just a click of a button, you have a form opening here, and here you can just enter your school name, enter your address, your contact, and then the logo, and you have all this information appearing on all the records and sheets and everything on the system. It's as simple as that. Just enter your school name here, address here, your contact here, just browse and then grab your logo from the desktop or wherever. You grab that. Once you submit, you have these details appearing on all your report sheets, all the bill sheet, all the receipt sheet, everything that is there for the name of the school, address and contact and logo is supposed to be will just appear on that with just a click of a button, this submit button. So that will be coming to that. And also there is the need for the head teacher to sign some document like bill sheet, receipt, report sheet and all that. So you can imagine thousands of students. How can one head teacher do that? We do that very simple from here. You click on this and just upload the head teacher's signature from here. Now you have it appearing on everything that is there for the head teacher to sign. It's as simple as that. We'll be coming to that as well. Now the enrollment. Someone can just ask you a request for the enrollment of the school. So there's the need to just print that. Yeah, so it's very simple. You click on this and then you should have the option to print the enrollment. Let me just name it CE. That is for current enrollment for short. Choose desktop as my location and then click on this. So done. So now let's see the file with just printed. Let me refresh. CE file from here. And I locate the CE file. This is it. Perfect. So let me just open it for us to see what's going to happen there. So this is the enrollment. So you can see I have the name of this school onto the system, and we'll be changing it to a different school with just a click of a button. So you can see for now everything is clean, 000. You can see the head teacher signature on it, and everything is there without any problem, without any stress. Let me close from this. Now let's go back. Now we can set up our SMS system from here. Unlike the previous version where we were using a plugin here or an add-in here to send SMS, for this one we have an amazing feature where you can send the SMS. You can use your phone to monitor the sending and receiving of the SMS within the system. So I'm going to show you how you can do that and set up your access token and then a device ID. Once you submit, you can then go ahead and begin sending your SMS. That is that. So now let's explore through the other features we're talking about. First of all, let's locate the report sheets for each and every class, but for short we're just going to locate for some 2-3 classes. Okay, let's go to report. Here's a report sheet here. So you can see we have the head teacher signature here, class signature here, and this is how the report appears for each and every class. Okay, that is that. And then we have the option to send report via email. So this is that here. So here in this session we're going to send reports for each and every class using or through email to their respective parents without any problem, without any stress. Now let's quickly switch and go back home once again. So let's click and come back here. Now let's go through the fees session and see what's going to happen there. With the fees, for now we have a lot of features running here where we can issue receipt from here with just a click of a button. Just enter the student's ID here or the admission number and click submit, and then you have the receipt printed. And here as well, we can import the previous data. Supposing you were already using the version 2.1 where you've already captured some details on fees and you don't want to lose that, so you can just click on this and you import the previous details from the previous version as well. We can generate a bill sheet from here in bulk. Okay, you just browse and grab the folder, and then you can just click on submit and you generate bill sheet for all the students. Okay, you can generate individual, that is a single bill sheet, by just entering the student's ID here. You just click on submit and print, and you have that particular student's bill sheet printed. Here as well, we can equally settle payment issues. Supposing someone forge maybe a receipt and say that, oh, I've paid and this and that, just pick the receipt number and then enter it here. If it returns a data here, meaning that the person has actually paid, because whatever receipt that is generated from the system keeps or logs the receipt number inside the system. So when you set for that and it's there, it will return the person's details showing the date, the payment date, the term, the academic year, every detail that is there to show for you to understand that the person has really paid. So this is to help let's say sort out these payment issues in schools. Okay, so basically that is that. Now let's switch back home once again. Now we also have the SMS feature, which is a bit different from the previous version. So with this one here, unlike the previous one, what we need to do here is just to create our list. For now we don't have anything, so we can't create any list from here. This is for teachers. Suppose I want to send SMS to teachers, I just click on compose. So what I'm going to do is just to type my raw message here. There is nothing like hi, this or that. Okay, just type the raw message, and once you submit, you're going to see the magic, and I'll be showing you how that is done. So we have that of the parent as well from here. From here, that of the parent, just click on this, compose, and then you can go ahead and then quickly type your message, and then you have it composed for each and every parent as well. And then you can send message to a specific class. So to do that, you just need a list of the members of the class by clicking on this drop down arrow here. Suppose I want to send message to all the KG1 students, so I just click on this. Sorry, I'll just click on this. It is KG1. Then I'll click on get class SMS list, and this will give me the parent from KG1 as well as their contact, and then I'll be able to send message to that particular class. It's as simple as that. Let's quickly switch back home. Now let's go to the email reports here. As we've already said, like I said, email 2 is just similar to that of the SMS. So with the email, once you are done generating the reports, okay, for a particular class, you can just come here. For this one is for KG, as you can see, send KG1 reports to parent, their email and all that. So with this, what you're going to do is just to click on compose, enter your email subject here, then the message here, then you click on submit. But before that, you have to click on browse to get a folder in which KG1 report is. So once you have that in here, and then you compose your message, then from here you can go ahead and then display the message. Once you view it and see how everything looks like, go ahead and then send it without any problem. But before we do, we're going to create our mail list, and this mail list is going to come from the admission database where we have the parents. Sorry, it's going to come from the class database, that is the KG1 class. So once we click on create mail list, it will pick the students from KG1 as well as their guidance names and then the email addresses from here. So once we are done, we have to click on compose and get the subject as well as the message body, and then forward their reports via email without any problem, without any stress. So for short, this is how the overview looks like. So now let's quickly delve right into how the customization, uploading and other details are going to be done. The next thing I would want to show you is, let's go to reports. Okay, let's go to KG1 reports. So now you can see here, each and every class teacher has to sign on the class report. We've taken care of that as well with just a click of a button. So what you need to do right now is just to click on this, just browse and upload KG1 teacher's signature. Okay, once you do that, it appears on the report. You don't have any problem with that. Now let me show you a typical example. This is KG1 report. Let's look at the class teacher signature. Look at the one that is there. Now let's go to the report generator. Let's upload a different one. Let me click on browse quickly. Let me go to the desktop and yeah, let me go for signatures from here. So let me choose a different signature like this one. Let me go for this one here, or maybe this one. Let me click on this and then click on upload. So uploaded successfully. So now if we should go to the reports now, you can see that the signature has just been uploaded. So we can do that for each and every class. So when you go to KG to report the same thing, you can upload the class teacher's signature without any problem, without any stress. So let's switch back home. Now let's see how we can start with the customization quickly. Let's do that. Now to start with the customization process, now let me just walk you through something. So you can see the dashboard here. We have this dashboard taking care of the student start from here, and we also have this one taking care of the teacher starts, and this one the fees. For now, everything looks flat. Okay, so we'll be seeing how that works. Now before I change this, before I change the details of the system, like the school name and other things, let me just show you what it contains from the beginning. Let's go to admission receipt. So you can see it has a different school name here. When we come to fees receipt, the same thing here. I'm going to customize that for us to see how it will appear on each and every details on the system. Okay, like the reports, the bill sheet, and then the receipt and other stuff. So I'm going to change that from the home page. So let's quickly switch to the home page and then we do that. So to start with, let's click on customize. So let me just say the name of my school is what? Basic school. So let me just enter the address from here. Box away 50. Down. Perfect. Then the contact numbers. And then let me add another one. And then the logo, we click on browse. So let me just go to the desktop and grab this logo. You can see this is a different logo. This was the one I used before. I just click on OK. So once I'm done, I'll click on submit. So perfect. I've just customized the system. Now let's go through the sheet I showed you, like the admission receipt and everything. Okay, so let me just show you this from here. Admission receipt. Now look at that. You can see it has just changed. Although I haven't changed the head teacher signature, I'll be doing that for you. The admission receipt, you can see that has changed as well. When we go to the various report sheets and everything, you can see that it has just taken the name of this school. All the bill sheet, everything has just taken, and we'll be seeing all that. So now let's quickly switch back home and then upload the head teacher signature. But before we do that, let's confirm the head teacher signature we have on the various details, okay, before we change it to whichever we want to change. So you can see we have the head teacher signature here. This is the assistant. So look at the one we have. Now let's switch home. Let's go to upload her signature. Let's go to browse. Let's go to signatures from here. And let's quickly grab this one and just click on OK. Then we click on submit. We've just uploaded the head signature. So now let's quickly check. Let's quickly check to see whether it has taken effect. So let's look at admission receipt. Look at that. These receipts. Look at that. Now when we go to the various report sheet, look at that. So perfectly. That is how it will appear on all the reports without any problem, without any stress. Now let's go home once again. Now basically we have just done with the customization as well. Now the next thing we're going to look at is how we can import our data from the previous version of the system. Okay, it's as simple as that. But before we do that, I'm going to just close this system now and then launch the previous version that I have here. I've just uploaded some details on that. You will see that before we can then upload it back inside our new system. Okay, now let's close this one for now. So quickly, I have the previous one. You can see version 2.1 here. You can see this is it. Version 2.1 Pro. Let me just launch it. There we go. So we click on login. Then we go ahead and log in. So let's just log in from here. There we go. So let's show all the tools so that you can have a full stretch of everything. When you go to student admission, I have some 6 students inside here, and I wouldn't want to lose this. I wouldn't want to start typing them inside the new system. I need them inside of the new system. Now when you go to teachers records, I also have some teachers details there. I don't want to miss that as well, and I need that. When we go to some of the classes like KG1, Let's look at KG1. I have some details here, and I don't want to miss this. I don't want to start typing that all over again. When you go to another class, that is basic 7, I also have some details here which I don't want to miss, and I would want to update that inside the system. When you go to the fees section, I also have some fees payment details here. You see this? I wouldn't want to miss this as well, because in fact it will go against me. I need them inside my latest version. So how do we get this up and running? So to do that, let's quickly close with this one. We can save it. So we now know what we have inside, even the teacher's details. So we also have something there, and I don't want to miss all that as well. So now let's quickly launch the version 3 back and then begin importing the details from version 2.1 inside that as well. So let's launch it from here. There we go. So we need to log in from here. So we just enter the login details. There we go. So just click on login, and there we go. So we are into the system now. So let me just give a full stretch of everything, so there's no need. Now what I'm going to do is this. I need my student details from the previous version. So I'll go to student, then I'll go to admissions. Then what I'm going to do is just to click on import data. So I'll click on this import data button. Then I know that my previous version is on the desktop, so I'll browse and locate it. Version 2.1 Pro, this is it. So I'll select it. You make sure you select it. If you select a different file, it wouldn't upload anything because it doesn't contain what you want. So once I click on open, let's see the magic. You see that it has just uploaded the details without any problem, without any stress. Perfect. So you can see that the details is in here now. Simple as that. Simple as that. Simple. Now let's go back home. Now we have our student details from here. That is for admission. 6 students, they are all in here. Now let's quickly go home. Now you can see that our dashboard has started working. Now we have 6 students in total, 3 male, 3 female. Now we go and then import our the students. Let's go to the classes and let's go to KG1. We have some data in there, so we click on import KG1 data, and we browse and get a version 2.1 Pro, and then we click on open. So we should have that data also. You can see that it's been uploaded column by column, uploading it column by column. Simple as that. Success message follows. Boom, there we go. Let's see how it's going to be. Perfect. So we are done uploading that as well. We have this for KG1. We also have some for basic 7. So we go for classes, then basic 7, then we go to upload or import basic 7 data, then we grab version 2.1 Pro. You make sure you choose that as well, then you just click on import. So we have that one to also uploaded without any problem, without any stress. So now the next thing we are going to do is let's switch back home. Now the fees, we have some fees details, but before then let's go for the teachers. We have some teachers records. So let's import the teachers data as well from the previous version. So we click on this and we go ahead and begin uploading that as well. So let's receive our success message. So there we go. We have our teachers details as well. Let's go home again. Then we go for the fees. Okay, we have fees details here. You can see it's empty. We need to import fees data, but before we do that, we wouldn't be importing the names. Okay, we are going to be creating our own names from the database because it is the same names that are bearing the fees details. So to do that, we just click on this create update fees list. So you click on this, we've just created this list. So now the next thing we're going to do is this list is just taken from the admission list you just imported, because it's the same people that are here. Okay, they are bearing these fees details as well. So what we're going to do is to click on import fees, and then we browse to locate version 2.1 Pro. Then we go ahead and click on open to import the fees details as well. So you can see that we have that also imported, really successful. So we don't have any other problem here once again. So now the next thing we're going to do is let's go back home and show you something, so we can see that everything is now working. So you can see the fees start has also changed now. Those who have paid is just 1 person, paying is 1. Those who haven't paid at all, we have 4. When you look at the teachers, it has just changed here. We have just 2 male, 1 female, and then the total is 3. Now everything is now taking its shape. Let's quickly switch to classes, and we go to KG1. We're going to be working with KG1 and then basic 7 for this demo video. So let me show you something here. You can see that when we import this data, we don't have email addresses. That is because the previous version we couldn't take care of that. The previous version we couldn't take email addresses from our students or their respective parent. But in this system, since we'll be sending email to parent, we need that. So it means we need to update these details. So what we are going to do is to class by class, just tell the student to bring their parent email addresses, and then we have that updated. So to start with, you just click on add. Then we select this first person's name. You just click on search. What we're going to do is just to enter the email address. So I'm going to just force some email address based on their names. We have Baba Jamal. So I'll say Baba Jamal at gmail.com. So once I'm done, I just click on update. So I have Baba Jamal with there. So now if I should check for Baba Jamal, I have these details now. Let me reset. Let me go for the second person and search. And we have Nanamina. So let me say Nanamina at gmail.com. Let me click on update. So I've just updated that as well. The last person here, let me search. I have John Clue. Let me say John at gmail.com. There we go. Click on update. Then we have that as well updated. So now let me quickly close this now and switch to basic 7 and do the same updation there, because we need that to send reports to their parent via email. So we click on add, search for this, then Ibrahim at gmail.com. at gmail.com. Just click on updates. There we go. Then this one, search. Then we go for Yaya. So say Yaya at gmail.com. Then we click on update as well. And the third person is search. That is Vosa. So we say Joycelyn at gmail.com. So once you are done, just click on update. So once we are done, we just go ahead and close with it. So now we are just done updating these details and everything. So now the next thing we're going to look at is how we are going to admit more students inside of the system. So now let's see how that is done. Let's quickly switch back home. So for now, you have just take note of the student we have inside the database. Now we have just 3 male and then 3 female. Now if we should go ahead and print the enrollments figures now, it will be different now compared to what we already have. So let's try that and see. Let's call it new enroll. Let's call it that way. Let's just go ahead and save it. So done. Success message, done. Perfect. So now let's minimize this and then let's check for new enroll. So there we have it here. So let's open this one now. So now if we there we go. If you just check the current enrollment, we have 6 as we saw on the dashboard. So it's the same thing here. Perfect. So now the next thing we're going to do is to admit students. How do we admit more students? So let's quickly go to that is students. Go to admission. So we're going to admit more students. We have only 6 students. Let's add another 2. One for KG1, another one for basic 7, so that we can have it balanced for the demo video. So to do that, we click on this add. Then we have the admission form open here. What we're going to do is just to enter the admission number. So we already have up to 67007. Then the name is Kamal. Let's say Adam. And then the class, let me just give it KG1 here. Then the gender is male. Then let me just forward some date of admission and date of birth. Admission fee, let's say 300 cities. Guardian name, let's say Mr. Adams. And then home address, say JK/25, whatever numbers. So email address, Kamal at gmail.com. And then the contact, let me just use my number 05425 0854. Perfect. So once I'm gonna just go for the photo from here, what I'm going to do is go to passport images. Then I'll grab this one here. Yes, click on this. Then I'll click on add. So just watch this now. So once I click on OK, I have this form popping up with the admission number of the student I've just admitted here. Now, why this? So the next thing we're going to do is now we're going to assign the person to the class without even having to type the details again. So just click on this pool data. So you have the person's details back. Okay. So now we need the status of which we are sending that person to the next class, because it's not taken care of on the admission form. So are we saying we are putting the person on probation to test to see how far before we can decide the class, or are we repeating the person to that particular class, or are we promoting the person straight to that class? So once you choose the status, then you go ahead. Since it is KG1, you click on KG1. So it's now prompting you, are you sure you want to assign these people to KG1 class? If you say no, nothing happens. But once you click and you said yes, so you have that successful. So it's done. So when you close this and we go to home, let's go to classes. When we go to KG1 now, you can see we have Kamal Adams there with the details. Perfect. KG1. You don't have to type repeatedly again. It's as simple as that. Let's go back again and then admit the last person. So for admission, let's assign that person to, let's go to admission from here. So here, let's 0008. Let's say Ali Fati. Okay, a female. So I have to balance. So class, let's give a basic 7. So I'm going to be working with these two classes. Gender is female. Let me just forge this details here. Then admission, maybe the 400. Then the guardian name, Malam Ali. Sorry, yeah, Malam Ali. Then the address, whatever numbers that you can put in there to get some address. Then email, so we say ali@gmail.com, and the contact 0203267290. So once we are done with it, just go ahead and click on photo, browse and get a photo. It's email, so we grab this one, add and save. So now, which class are we assigning? We pull the data. No, we are promoting her. Oh no, we are putting her on probation. So class, that is basic 7. So you click on basic 7. Are you sure you want to assign this to basic 7? If you say no, nothing happens. Now once you say yes, she has been assigned to basic 7. So now if you should go back home and go to classes and you navigate to basic 7, you have Ali Fati straightforward there. So it's as simple as that. So now we've just updated our database. So now let's quickly switch home and check now. So you can see we've just added 2 students. You can see male 4, female 4, and total is now 8. If you go ahead and print the enrollment, you see exactly the same thing on the enrollment. So now the next thing we're going to look at is, let's check something in terms of the counting of the students, how we do the head count. Whatever student passed on, like died, transferred, or whatsoever. So let's switch to student. We go to admissions once again. So let's say that, let's click on this button here. Let's say one of these students called John Clue has been transferred. So what we're going to do is to search for John Clue here. And then to take care of that, we click on this class button here. We have other options here. So you just choose transferred. So once we do that, just click on update. Once you update, you have Clue's name highlighted with yellow. So now if we should go back to our base, you can see that the enrollment has changed back to 7 because he's no more going to be counted as a student of our school. It's as simple as that. When we go back again to admission, and then let's try another student. Okay, before we'll be bringing them back. Okay, don't worry. Let's try, let's click on add, and then let's grab the last person here as Fatima. Let's say that she has completed. Okay, let me deal with that. Completion. She has completed. So what do we do? So the next I'm going to do is just to click on class, and then let me take care of that. Okay, so completed. What I'm going to do is just to choose completed. So once I choose completed and I click on update, we are talking of students who have completed, who have written their BC. We want their names to be inside of the database of the school for future reference, but we don't want to delete them. But we don't want them to be counted as being part of the school as it stands now. So this is one way we can take care of that. So once we click on updates, then you have her name highlighted with green. You can see that, meaning she has completed. Now if you should go back to the base and check, you can see that the enrollment has decreased again back to what? 6. So in that way, they wouldn't be counted, although their details will be inside of the system. So the best thing you can do also is to go to the various classes and delete their names, and that is all. So now let's quickly go back to classes once again, sorry, admission student once again, and then bring them back. So now if we should click on this, and then we dealt with Fatih, let's search for her again. Now if we should just go ahead and just give her back her class basic 7, then we click on updates, then we have that updated. Then John Clue as well, we search for him, and then we check and then bring him back to his class, that is KG1. Once you click on update, then you have that also updated. So basically with this, we'll be able to take care of our enrollment. You see, it's now back to 8. We will take care of our enrollment details without any problem, without any stress. Now the next thing I want us to look at is the fees section, how we can handle fees and payment stuff. So now let's navigate straight to that. Go to payments. There we start taking care of that as well. We already know if you are paying, then you have your name highlighted yellow. You've already paid green and paid red. Okay, so now we need to deal with the term and then academic year we are working on from here. So to that, you can just click on this sweet button here and grab the term. Let's say we are working on term 1. And academic year is 2022, 2023, or 2023, 2024, whichever. So let me choose this one. Once I click on submit, it will just fill up the number of students we have. So click on submit. There we go. Sweet. So now that we are done with that, let's quickly switch back to the next line of action. So let's say so far we have one person who has done payment, who has completed. Let's try to make another person to complete with the payment. But before we do that, I would want us to quickly update our list. You can see that here we have up to just 6 students, right? Up to just 6. But in our main database, we have up to 8. So that is why there is the need always when you come here, before you do anything to the fee section, you need to update that. So when I click on create this, it will update the names for me. Okay, that is that. So once I'm done with that, then there's no problem here. So now the next thing I would want to do is let me deal with those who are already in the process of paying. Okay, so let me just update someone here. Let's say this person. Let me just check payment updates. Let me just pick that person, search. She has already paid up to some level. Okay, she's now left with 100 cedis to complete payment. So let me just add that 100 cedis. There we go. Sorry, yeah, that is 1000 cedis. And then once I'm done, I just click on update. So once I'm done with that, so now if I should search, see that now the payment is complete. So you can see that the person's name is highlighted with green. Let me make another person to also be in the mode of paying. So let me just search here, and then what I'm going to do is this. Let me pay the person 1000. Effect, and just click on update. Okay, now in the process of paying. Now these people, you can see the 2 people I've just added, we don't have any status here for them. It's simple. For now, we don't have anything, so you don't have status for them. So now if we should update their details, let's click on this and let's go for them. Let's go for the last person here. We search. Now let's assign fees to the person. Let's say he's going to pay 4000. So once we click on update, then you have the status saying I'm paid for that person. Now the last person as well, click on this search, also paying the same thing, let's say 4000. When we click on update, then you have that same person do the same thing. Okay, so perfect. Okay, but for now they are telling us paying. Okay, there is some lapses somewhere. Let me just confirm that. Okay, perfect. Now it's done. Now the next thing I would want us to do is this. Now we have the number of people who are paid to be 2, paying is 1, and paid is now 5. Let's go back home and check our dashboard and come back here. So I'm paid 5, paid 2, paying is 1. Perfect, it's working. Now let's switch back to fees and continue. Payment, perfect. Oh, let's update this term and stuff to these 2 people as well. So this and then this. So submit, and then it takes care of them as well. Perfect. So we just updated that as well. So now what we need to do is this. We can issue receipts from here without any problem. So to start with, let's issue receipt to the first person, that is admission number 1. So you click on issue receipt and then just enter the person's admission number, just 1, and you click on this. So to make things simple, let's just type the person's admission number or the person's name. You can do that, Baba Jamal. So once you click on save, so we should have that up and running, saved. So perfect. So now if we should minimize this and check so you can see this is the receipt here. This is the receipt here. Let's confirm everything. Perfect. So we can see the name of the school and everything is there. Now look at the receipt number. Let me just write it down and go and confirm it. 755237707. Look at that. 755237707. Let me close that. So let's confirm everything. Signatures, everything is there. There you go. Let me close that down. Now let's go back here. Let's say that this person would want to confirm the payment. Okay, although it is reflecting on the receipt, we believe that receipt can also be forged, right? So we want to confirm. So let's go to settle payment issues. So let's say that the person has given us this numbers as the what's the name, receipt number. So once you click on search, it says the data is not found, meaning this number you have in your receipt, we don't have it in our database, meaning you haven't paid. Let's reset the form and enter the one we have just written. So now let's enter that one. We have 755,23707. So once we click on search, we should be able to return the person's details here to confirm that the person has really paid. So basically that is that. Moving fast forward, let's look at the bill sheet, right? It's very important we have bill sheets inside the system. How do we generate a single bill sheet? So we click on this, just enter the person's admission number. Let's say we want to generate bill sheet for the second person. So enter number 2, just click on this. So let's just enter the number 002. Then we click on this. So let's see how the bill sheet is printed. So 002, we have that here. Let's double click here to open it. So there we go, we have everything up and running, the signatures, everything is there. So you can see she's owing already, so 300 cedis, and then the current fees, and then total is 7,000. All that, sorry, 3,000, 4,000, 7,000 total. Now let's create a folder and then see how we can generate bulk bill sheet. Okay, so let's call it all bill sheet. Perfect. So we need it. So now let's quickly go to the system. Now we want to generate bulk bill sheet. So you click on this, we go for browse, we go to the desktop, and then we go for all bill sheet folder. So once we click on this, it will generate all the bill sheet for us. So it's generating. So once it's done, we receive a success notification message saying done. So now if we should go back here and check through the folder, now we should have all the bill sheet for the 8 students inside of our system. So now we can confirm everything about their payments, arrears, and all that. Okay, so let me just choose this randomly and see how that is done. So you can see we have someone here who hasn't paid at all for first term or semester or whatever, and then the second. So in total, there's everything here. So basically that is how you can generate single and then bulk bill sheet as well. Now moving forward, let's see how we can send SMS. Now to send SMS, let's quickly switch back home and then we start from that. So now let's come to SMS. So we want to start with, let's say, the teachers. Okay, so we click on this. So now everything is now clean here. So now we need to first of all grab our list. So we click on create teachers list. So we click on this. So we have the teachers list created successfully, unlike before, which is already there. So now there were some errors I noticed myself, so we have to fix it by bringing in this method. So now the next we need to do is to compose our message. So let me just tell them that, sorry, there will be a, for now you don't have to just type anything like hi Jumbo James or hi Abu Jamila or hi Muntaka Mubarak. Let's look at the magic. So once you submit it, it will compose message for all of them, attaching their names to it. Let's click compose. Now let's see this. You can see that it has this, hi Jumbo James, there will be a staff meeting tomorrow in the main hall, thanks, this and this and that. So basically that is that. So now the next thing we're going to do is to click on send SMS. Okay, I've already set up. It's very important. Let me just turn on my data from here. You need to be connected to the internet before you can send this kind of SMS. It's very, very important. So let me just wait for my data to get connected. So the good thing is that the number of teachers you have, once you click on compose and then you are done composing and you click this button, it's going to create the message for all of them, no matter the number. If it is 1,000, 2,000, it's going to create it for them at a go. So the next you're going to do is just to click on send. You can see that it has reduced the number of minutes switching from one place to the other when it comes to, let me just confirm this. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is just to click on send. So now let's see this. You can see success message here. Perfect. Done. Message sent successfully. I've just sent messages to these numbers here. Okay, so you can see that. Look at the success message. Perfect. So that is that. It's as simple as that. You are done sending messages. Let's see how we can send messages to parent as well. So let's go to SMS and then parents, the same thing there. So with the parents, we're just going to first of all create the list. So we create the the parent list here, as you can see, depending on the number of students we have. Also, we go to compose and tell them there is going to be a PTA meeting, blah blah blah. Don't type hi, this and that. So once you are done, just click compose. So it will compose for all of them straightforward. You can see that hi and then the name attached, hi and then the name attached, and then the message. Simple as that. That is how it is done. You don't need to type hi or anything. Just type in the raw message, your real message, and leave the rest to the system to handle for you. So once you are done with that, the next thing that's going to happen is just click on send SMS. I don't want to send, I'm wasting my SMS bundle, please. Once I send it, to send for all of them without any problem, without any stress. So the next thing we're going to do is we can send SMS to a particular class student. Okay, we can send SMS to a particular class student. So let's say we want to send SMS to KG1. So for now, we have the list in only KG1 and then basic 7 database. So when I click on, so first of all, I just have to choose the class, say the KG1, choose that. When I click on get SMS, so it will just grab this list is for only KG1s. It's for only KG1s. Okay. So if I click compose now, once I click on compose, it will delete every message and create this one for only the KG1 for me. So you can see that that's created for only KG1. If I should go here and choose basic 7, because we have details for only 2 classes, 7 and KG1. When I click on get the list, it will get me the list for basic 7. So you can see these ones are for basic 7. Okay, these ones are for basic 7. So the same thing, I'll just go ahead and compose message and send for only basic 7 class. So basically, that is that about how we can send SMS to teachers, parent, and particular class as well. Now the next thing we are going to look at is how we can start with our exams issues. So now let's see that. Now with the exams, what happens is, unlike the previous version where one person has to enter everything, now in this version we've taken care of that to reduce time. Okay, so let's go to exam scores here. Let's go to KG1. So for now, you can see everything is now clean. And what we can do here is that we can export this sheet and give it to the KG1 class teacher for her to fill in everything and then bring it back to us for us to print or generate report. So to do that, first of all, we need to create our exams list. And this will be created from the KG class. So let's click on this. Create admin would have to do that. So we have our list created now. So if we like, okay, we are leaving this thing for her to fill the attendance and everything. You should fill that. So once everything is done, what we can do is to go ahead and click on export. Okay, just click on export score sheet. So once you do that, you would want it to be on the desktop. So just give it a name, KG1 scores. Let me put it that way. KG1 scores. So once I do that, I'll just click on save, and then I have that sheet exported. Success message. So we've just exported the sheet. Now the next thing we're going to do is, let's go to the next class, that is basic 7, right? So let's go home, then we go to classes, then we go to basic 7. So let's go to exam scores rather. So this is basic 7. So now this is JHS and we have subject teaching. So we've taken care of that. So if it is an English teacher, so we just go ahead and export this one for the person. If it is math teacher, we export math section. If it is inter-science, we export inter-science. And then give it to them for them to go and then fill in and then bring it back to us. And then for us to import it for each and every subject. So how do we do that as well? I'm going to export this English and math for demo. So to do that, you have to first of all create the class list. So you just create exams list from here. So we have the list created before we can export it. So now go ahead and then click on export to export for the class. So we just go ahead and just enter the name. Basic 7 English scores. So once we are done with that, just quickly go ahead and click on save, and this will be saved on the desktop. Let's wait for the success message. There we go. So we need their mass as well. We go ahead and export, name it basic 7 mass. Then we go ahead and just click on save as well, and then we have that as well saved. There we go. So once we are done, we can go ahead and then just export for all other subjects and give it to our various respective subject teachers for them to fill in and then bring it back to us. So now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to close this workbook now and then go to those exported sheet and let me demonstrate to you how the filling is done. Okay, there we go. So now that we are done, so now let's look at the various sheet we've just exported. The KG1 scores, basic 7 English and basic 7 maths. Let's look at KG1 scores. Let's just open it to see how things are going to be. So we can maximize it here. So now the sheet is actually protected and you can't do anything. The person cannot change the name. We've already generated the name. We want everything to be well organized so that it can fit exactly what is inside the system. Okay, so now what she can do or he can do is to fill in the data. So let's say the total attendance is 50, so she fills that here. Then the attendance for this student is 45. So if all of them is 50, so let me just drag for all of them 50. So we have 45 here as well, then 43, then 20. This perfect. So once we are done, she's going to save all these things and then go ahead, enter for the class. So the class score, the exam scores, literacy, enter class score, exam score for each and every one of them. I already have a template already filled and I'll be showing you that as well. She has to fill all for all the classes. You can see all these things. She can't change it. Sorry, let me just escape that. Perfect. She can't change anything from here, right? She can only enter the ranges where she's supposed to do the entries. So she will enter all that and then finally go straight to the tail end here. And then when we get here, she has to type the number of subjects the student offered. If it is 7 subjects, just type in 7 subjects here. This range is not locked. There's autofill to get for the rest. So now we come here. What is the interest of the student and everything? She has to fill for all that. Do everything for each and every. You can see the names and everything from here and do that. Then you come for attitude. Then you fill in that from this drop down list. We have a lot of things to explore from here. You choose from the list. Then you go for just fill in almost all the details here. Just enter everything. So I already have a template. So if it is promoted, you go ahead and then promoted to. If it is repeated, you go ahead and choose repeated from here. And then you state the class, promoted to KG2. If it's repeated, then repeated back to KG1. So once you are done, you go ahead and save this and then send it back to your admin. I don't want to save this. I'm going to close this. And also, basic 7 and 8, I already have template filled. Let me delete them and show you the one I already have filled. Now when I go to scores folder, this is it. So I have KG1 here. I have basic 7 English and basic 7 math. So let me open KG1 scores for you to see. So there we go. You can see everything is already filled in here for the number of students we have. Although some subjects I haven't filled them, just for demonstration's sake, you can see every details is filled. So I'll close this one. And also when I go to basic 7 English, let's open that as well. So you can see, let me just click on this, enable content, continue. So you receive this prompt, just make sure you click on continue, enable content. So this sheet is also actually locked and you can't edit anything. You only need to fill in where you are supposed to fill. So you only fill for English section. You don't touch that of maths. Even if you enter anything in maths section, it wouldn't be imported for you. Okay. Once we call on this file, it's only the English section that is going to be imported into the system. So you only fill for, just enter the class score, exam score for all the students that you have in the class. That is for the English. When you go to basic 7 maths, the same thing as well. So with that one too, you go ahead and then let's just enable contents. Perfect. The same thing, you can't change anything. You can only enter the scores for maths. You come to maths section, you just enter for maths because you are the maths teacher. So you just enter that. Simple as that. Okay. So once you are done, when you enter it for any section, it will not be imported. Don't forget, don't make that mistake. It wouldn't be imported. It will just give an empty template and that'll be all. So let's assume we are done filling these details. So we can now go back to our system and then quickly import them and generate our report. So let's say the teachers are done with the filling. So let's click on this. There we go. Now let's go ahead and log in inside the system. Let's click on login. Login successful. There we go. So now what we are going to do is we go to exams scores section. Let's go to KG1. So you can see everything is now clean from here. So KG1. So we are going to import what the madam or the sir has given to us. So we click on import button from here. Then I'll go to my desktop and I have a folder called scores. Then I'll open that folder and locate KG1 exam scores. I'll select, just click on open. Let's see the magic. So we have the details imported. Simple as that. Simple as that. You can see that when you scroll to the extreme end, you can see we have, although some subjects we couldn't fill them, so we leave them. So you can see that everything is actually filled without any problem, without any stress. So now let's quickly save this one and let's go to basic 7. Let's go home and go to exam scores. We'll go to basic 7. Well, basic 7 we have two things to do. Go to import out of the English and import out of the maths. We click on import, we go to the same folder, basic 7 English. We just click on import and then you can see we have the English section only imported. It wouldn't do more than that. Now when we go to maths, the same thing. You click on import and you have the math basic 7. Just click on this and then you have that as well imported for maths. So if you have for other subjects exported and they are done filling them, you go ahead and import them one after the other. So once we are done, we need to generate our reports. Before we do that, let me minimize this and create two folders here. KGG1 reports. Let me name it that way. And then basic 7 report. We need the folders for that as well. Basic 7 report. So once we are done with this, let's go back here. Now, but before we do that, let's pay attention to this very carefully. There is one thing I would want you to know. After the other teachers are done filling their various subjects and then the subjects are being imported or is being imported into the system, the next thing we would have to do is this. You know, they will all give you the template for you to import for all the classes. Now, there is this teacher who may be in charge of entering student remarks, interest, attitude, closing date, and other things. Okay, so once you are done with every entry, once you are done importing all the files, you can go ahead and generate the entire file again by clicking on this. Export the entire sheet again by clicking on this. So with that one will contain all the details, including all what they've already entered. So that teacher will then look at the performance for each and every child and then complete this template here and then complete this section where they will have to enter the student interest, attitude, and all that. Okay, you can equally say, okay, no, I would want, if that is the case, then let me just export all the sheets at once and give it to one teacher to fill for all the JHS1 class. Okay, you can equally do that. One teacher can do that. In that case, don't export subject section, but rather come and export it from here. When you export it from here, one person can fill for all and complete it, including these records here. Okay, these records here, class teacher remarks and every head teacher's remarks, everything. So once you are the person is done, you can then import that through this button. This button is for this button and this button is for single exporting and single importing of subject. But for the whole sheet is for this one and this one. Please, this is very, 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 very vital. Take note of that. So now we can go ahead and start. Let me start from the basic 7. I'll just go ahead and click on let's see something here. Let's see report. Okay, so we have 3 things to do here. First, let's browse and get a class teacher for basic 7's signature to appear on the report. So we click on this, you go to browse, then let's go to desktop. We have signatures folder here. Let's grab any signature for him from here. Let's just pick this one and then we click on submit, and then we have the signature uploaded on basic 7 report for the basic 7 class teacher. So once we, and then the next thing is to browse for the basic 7 exam scores of basic 7 report folder. There is a basic 7 report. Click on this. So once we are done, the third step is to click on this to generate your report. So the report is being generated. So on completion, you receive this prompt that says done. So now we can minimize this and confirm from the folder. So now we can open them and confirm everything here. Before we can go ahead and then proceed to send them through email. Okay, There we go. So we can see everything inside here, the name of the student and all the other details. You know, this one we haven't filled them for demonstration's sake. Okay, now I'll be showing you an important thing that we need to know. So this is because I'm connected to the internet. Let me just disconnect, and then it should be free from here. Perfect. So now you can see everything is now up and running without any problem, without any stress. Signatures and everything is there. So now we have our folder for basic 7 reports generated. Okay, now let's go back here. The next thing we're going to do is to say email report. So we click on this. So now we are here to send reports. But before we do that, we need the lists of the parents, the student name, the guardian name, and then the guardian email address. So we can create that by hitting up this button. Then we are done creating that list from here. So the next thing we are going to do is to browse and get that folder which contains the report. So we have basic 7 report folder. There we go. If you choose a wrong folder, you receive an alert telling you that the details, in fact the reports, are not found. Okay, because each name here is mapping to the report inside that folder. So the system knows that. Perfect. So the next thing is to compose our email. So we click on this and then type your subject. Let's say your words, then 1 report. So once you are done with that, you just enter your random message. So let me just assume that this is, I have some message I didn't just, let me just say this is my message. This is your words, 1 report. Thanks for your support. You only have to type this one. Don't type hi, hello, or anything. The system takes care of that. So once you are done, just go ahead and click submit. So you can see it will just generate email for all these lists we have here. It says hi, sir or madam Malam Ali, whatever. Hi, sir or madam Ibrahim's dad. Those are the names we use for the parent. So once we are done with that, we've already imported this folder. So what we are going to do is to send the email. Okay, but before we send the email, we would want to see how the email is created and how it looks like, whether each name is matching with the email address and then the report. We want to confirm. That's very, very important. So just click on display and send. So it's creating our emails for us. When you look at the bottom here, you can see that the emails are being created, 4 students and 4 emails. So let me just pick the first person here and let's confirm who's that. This is Ali Fati, the first person. So let's look at this. Ali Fati, you can see the email address saying alifati@gmail.com. Your words stem, that's the subject, your words stem 1 report, and then the message. So once you confirm that, just click on send, and it's been sent straight to the parent. So we are not going to send it. I'm going to close this because these email addresses are not legit. Now let me go to the second person for us to confirm again. When you look at this, we have Ibrahim@gmail.com as the second person. You can see the report saying Ibrahim Tanku, as the name implies. Everything is intact. You go ahead and send. So that is that. Now the third email, then we go ahead and confirm as well. Joycelyn, Vosa Joycelyn, you can see Joycelyn@gmail.com, the name and the message. So it's as simple as that. Once you believe how the system works and you are sure that there is no any other issue, the only thing you need to do is just to be hitting the send button and send all the reports without any problem. You can confirm this one as well, Yaya, and then you can see Yaya Halima. So that is that. So we are done generating and sending reports to basic 7 parents. Let's check that of KG1 that we've worked on before. So let's go to KG1. Let's go to exam scores, KG1 here. Let's go to reports. So first thing first, let's browse and grab our KG1 reports. KG1 reports. There we go. The folder is here. The next thing is let's get a KG1 teacher's signature. Let's go to desktop, signatures. Let's give him this sample, this one. Then you click on upload for basic 1. Sorry, that is KG1. Then the next thing is to hit and generate. Oh, it says done. Did we actually browse for it at all? Okay, let me browse. Did we even import that of KG1 as well? Let me confirm. Let me go to class. Let me go to exam scores. Okay, this is, oh sorry, this is rather KG1. It is rather KG2. That is why it's just giving me that prompt saying done. Meanwhile, there was nothing there. So let's go to home. Let's go to exam scores KG1. There we go. So here is this what we want. But for now, let me just check something here. let's KG1 report. There is nothing inside, so empty. Sorry about that. So now we are here, we go to report. So reports, here we are on KG1. So we browse for the signature. Let's give him this one, KG1. So we upload, there we go. Then we browse and grab that desktop KG1 reports. There we go. Now we hit this and begin generating. Perfect. So the report is being generated. It's as simple as that. So there we go. So once you click on done, then we are good to go. So we click on email report. So here as well, first thing first, we create our list. So we have the list. We browse the second step and grab the KG1 report folder. Then you click on OK. Then you compose your email as usual, your words, Temly or Tem1 report, Tem1 report. So once you are done with that, then your message. Thanks for the support. Once you are done, just don't type anything like hi, hello, anything, just submit, and then you are done generating your messages. So once you are done with that, the next thing is just to display and send. This will generate all the emails for us. We can confirm that from here for students, and then for we have the first person, Baba Jamal. You can see the details, name, and then the email address matching. You click on send, simple, and then we don't want to send it. We go to the next person. You confirm johnclue@gmail.com. Then the details, hi, say John Clue, just send. Perfect. And then the third person, Kamal, and then you have the name Kamal Adams. Then perfect. But I didn't even show you the reports that we just generated for KG1. Let me just confirm that as well. This one to be sent. So let me just minimize this. Let's go to KG1 reports and let's confirm. Let's choose the random one there. Open it. Finally, you can see, there we go. This is the signature we just uploaded for the class teacher and that of the head teacher. So basically, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Customization and everything looks very simple compared to the previous version. So now let's quickly go back to class and then we go home. So now we are done going through the system step by step. It's as simple as anything can be simple. So now if you need a copy of this system, you can just check the link in the video description. Just get in touch with me and then we talk, and then you have your copy running for your school. Thank you and see you in the next lesson. Bye.